Squid Game Bad.
Yeah, Squid Game kind of bad.
And it's a 7 out of 10 show, no doubt.
Yeah, it's still a good show, still entertaining,
Mhm.
but there are things about it that aren't good. Second half of the show, plot kind of jumps off a cliff a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Things that just don't make sense, plot twists that could have been done better. A lot of issues with the show that, it could be rewritten in a way that makes it even more entertaining, because it was entertaining. I did enjoy watching it, and I would watch it again probably,
Sure.
but there's just certain things about the game that are a little bit questionable, and the plot in general that are a little questionable.
some lines that just shouldn't be there.
Mhm.
Considering the plot twist that happened later.
Yeah. So let's get into it then.
Yeah. Talk about the games. Let's do a game tier list and also kind of analysis.
Yeah. So there's 6 games: Red Light, Green Light, Honeycomb, Tug of War, Marbles. The 5th game. Bridge of Bullshit.
Yeah, Bridge of Bullshit is what we were dubbing it.
Yeah. And Squid Game. Title of the show, of course.
Yeah.
Had to
First
be in there.
scene of the show.
Yeah.
It's a shame how they butchered the actual game.
Yeah.
Part of the game.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it. Number 1 game, Marbles.
Yeah.
Easily.
Marbles, easy clap, best game.
No way that Marbles was not the best game and the best story in the show, I think.
Yeah. It was a great little character story.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the games it's a versatile game.
Yeah.
Like it's a kid's game, but you can really do anything you want with it.
That's the best part, is that, it really did allow the writers to do a bunch of shit.
Yeah, and tell some little interesting mini stories.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you got the old man and Mr. Main Character.
Yeah.
Gi-hun, or however you pronounce that.
Yeah.
You have Ali and Sang-woo.
Yeah. The 2 foil characters,
Yeah.
moral and completely immoral.
Complete asshole Sang-woo and the fucking homie Ali.
Yeah. The bro who saved a stranger for
Yeah, and then you have North Korea girl and
her girlfriend.
yeah.
Yeah.
As Joshua put it.
Yeah. And that's I think their story was one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Yeah. And then
It was a funny
Gangnam-
concept that they had. Just we got a 30-minute time limit. Just one of us is gonna die then. So yeah,
let's just
get our life secrets out.
Yeah.
Life stories.
Fuck it. Yeah, why are we going to waste our last 30 minutes on Earth just playing stupid games?
Indeed.
Let's just be people. That's really cool. I like that a lot.
That was a fun little concept.
And, also Gangman and, I guess,
Oh yeah, I forgot.
other strongmen.
Gyoksu, how do you pronounce that?
Yeah. That's, it was that was fine. It was
Yeah.
a little bullshit that he was just like, this is bullshit, I'm losing.
Yeah, switch games.
Make him fucking switch games, bro.
Yeah.
Fine, whatever.
I didn't really understand why they had the guys walking around like moderating that.
Yeah.
Like in the first game, they had the wall guns doing the executions,
Mhm.
right? So why in like every game after that do they have the guys like specifically walking around doing the executions?
I think it makes sense for Honeycomb to like try to make sure that people aren't cheating, but that doesn't actually matter anyway, because they do use the lighter to cheat.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they cheat extremely obviously, and it's
Yeah.
fine. Although I guess
Like,
if it's already there, is it really cheating?
yeah,
If they didn't prevent, or if they didn't stop you from bringing it,
indeed.
outsmarted.
But yeah, so Marbles was a very good game, and I guess there's just not much to say on it because of that. They didn't
Yeah.
really fuck up in any significant ways.
Plot bullshittery going on.
Yeah. And so the next like 3 games are, I would say, like tied for like pretty alright.
Yeah,
Like
they're pretty good.
um
I think Honeycomb is better than Red Light, Green Light, and Tug of War.
yeah.
And yeah, probably Red Light, Green Light, Tug of War at the same tier, but
Yeah.
we can arbitrarily rank them like this.
Yeah. Here's the thing about the games, right? I don't think, at least the first 4 are definitely kids' games. Fine, fair enough. Like, I don't know what Honeycomb is in America, but like, I can accept that that's a Korean kids' game.
Yeah, Korean or Asian.
Yeah.
I've seen it in fucking anime.
So like, sure, I think those are all solid games, and I think that they test, the candidates or whatever, the participants in cool ways, like
Interesting ways.
yeah,
Like just a strength test.
yeah, yeah,
Or LOL, 18 50-50s in a row.
indeed, just the bridge of bullshit. There's no
Yeah.
way around.
Bridge of bullshit.
That's not a game. It's not even a game. It's just fucking pick your place in line and choose if you're gonna die or not.
Now connected to
Yeah.
desktop
God,
yeah.
8271QAF.
Yeah, sure, that might pick up.
Yeah.
There's-
All right, so
yeah, Honeycomb is the second game on the list. Marvel's
Yeah.
Then Honeycomb is the second best.
yeah,
It's a fun little game. It's like it tests how precise you are, how
Yeah.
you know fast you can act under pressure.
yeah. And if you're clever enough, you might be able to figure out what's going on beforehand.
Yeah, like Mr. Main Character did. You can melt it by
Yeah.
licking it.
Yeah, that was a good way to establish that. Even though the main character, he doesn't have like a lot of like strengths, he is at least like quick under pressure.
Yeah.
Like he's at least
He is portrayed as
capable.
kind of an asshole throughout the show.
Yeah.
Terrible father,
Yeah, and can't really
kind of greedy piece of shit.
Yeah, doesn't really consider that his mom might be dead if he goes back into the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, whatever. But at least in the game itself, he is depicted as not completely fucking stupid, like in the outside world.
Yeah, he was the one to actually figure it out, and the old man follows his strategy.
Yeah.
And who knows if he would have finished or not
Yeah.
without his help.
Red light, green light. I think that was a solid first game for them to go with.
Yeah.
There's actually, I mean, this is what we were going to address, the fake news that old man was not targeted in red light, green light.
Because he was it turns out he was the runner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plot twist.
Yeah, but no, he was targeted. Like the fucking the camera sees him. It
as you can see on screen, hopefully.
it identifies
This
him.
is
as,
I saw a bunch of pictures like saying like, yeah, this is he didn't fucking get targeted, but
Yeah.
like he has the green outline. Just because he's not like fully green like some of these guys.
Yeah.
Like this, she isn't either. But
Yeah.
She has the green outline.
It's mostly like because he's in the center of the frame. Like she's not that green, she's not that green. But as you get closer to the edge, like they're more green opacity, whatever.
Yeah, he's definitely being targeted.
Yeah, it's just
Like, so at least for this game, like
he was playing.
it makes sense
he
that
could have
he's
gotten
playing.
shot.
Yeah,
He really could have gotten shot. So that's fake news. And I thought Red Light Green Light was an okay game as a concept, but I think overall the idea of using these games, like the question is what do they test, and that's what we're going to
Yeah.
get into next because we're going to talk about the Bridge of Bullshit, which is
Tug of War also.
true. Yeah, Tug of War. Tug of War is like a fair strength test, I guess. Whatever.
Fair strength test. There's
10
also
10.
like we had the old man strategy.
Yeah.
And we had some who was like jump forward 3-step strat,
Yeah.
which is a little bullshit, but
Yeah.
quick thinking, I suppose you
Yeah.
could call that.
Knocks them on their feet, throws them off, lets you win the game. Sure, I think that's a cool way to win the game.
Yeah.
A strength test is a little bit bullshit because like as the characters are forming teams, they are just like we need the strongest people possible.
Yeah.
Like-
And the gangsters team, like he already had the information from the doctor, so that's why he
Yeah.
did it. But it was kind of weird that the other teams also assumed that it would be a strength test.
Yeah.
Like everyone wanted like men and everything on their team
Yeah.
instead of like all the women and stuff.
Yep.
I think the main character pointed out like, yeah, we might need like women who have played like children's games that only girls play typically.
Yeah. Like
it could have not been a strength test. It wasn't necessary that
Yeah.
it had to be that.
very much so. Like with it could have been any kind of game, like a 10v10 soccer match for all for anyone knows.
Yeah.
Like the idea that it was going to be a strength game only makes sense to the doctor who knew the information and shared it with the other team, and the other teams probably shouldn't have been thinking that way. But that's how the game played out. So sure.
Yeah, we'll talk about Bridge of Bullshit now.
Bridge of Bullshit. Game 5 is bad. It's
really bad.
It's not even a game for one thing.
Yeah, you call that a kids game? You call that a fucking kids
Are
game?
you really telling me?
I'm hesitant to call like Tug of War a kids game.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
I mean, to be
You
fair,
get together with your friends in like fucking when you were a kid and play Tug of War.
Yeah,
I don't
like,
know about that.
Not casually. I do. Like I have played tug of war in school events. You know,
Yeah,
like-
that's the only time I would ever think about
Yeah.
like Tug of War being a thing that kids played.
Yeah.
Bridge of Bullshit.
That's
it's
not
even
a game. It's just not a game, and it's not a well-designed game,
Yeah,
and this
just
is,
a luck test.
This is where we really get into what it means for the show to be bad, because it's a test of luck, and if you go and rewatch the show and you know what the game is, just selecting the order is what determines who lives and who dies.
Yeah.
That's not a game. Like
Very much so.
you just have to literally get lucky in terms of picking which spot you get. And, you know, that obviously almost worked out terribly for the main character when he almost picked one until that one guy was just like, actually, I've been a coward my entire life.
Yeah, so I'm gonna choose one. Be a real fucking big balls guy.
All right, I gotta win 18 50-50s in a row.
Yeah.
GG. Like, so, and yeah, putting main character as the last in line basically guaranteed that he would survive.
Mm-hmm. And you know, miraculously, the 3 characters that we wanted to make it to the next round were the last 3 spots picked.
Yeah. So, it's just kind of bad. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't test anything about the characters or their intelligence.
Nah, lol. You have to make the jumps.
Yeah. Other than maybe fucking glass manufacturer man who's like, oh yeah, I actually do know the strats.
I see people making that into an argument like, oh yeah, what if the Glassman was like first? Would he still have? Would it still have been a good game?
Indeed. Well, they would have turned the lights off. Fucking.
Yeah, probably. They would have turned it off way earlier, and it still would have been a luck test after that.
Yeah.
Just like more people would have lived.
Also, I thought it was really fucking dumb that he didn't just try to slam the marble as hard as he could into one of them and being like, okay, well that one didn't shatter, so it's tempered glass. Like, regular glass would definitely shatter if you fucking hit it with a marble.
Indeed. Threw a marble as hard as you could at it.
But if
kind of just tossed it and tried to have it bounce.
Yeah.
Although I guess the thinking was there, like you needed to hear it or something like that.
Yeah, but then
if it was tempered glass.
He didn't even fucking ask, like, oh yeah, do you have an extra marble by chance? Like, no, like you have one marble, you have one shot, what's your strat here? And he just throws it away, basically. He's like, oh yeah, I need, like, it was cool to have him be like, oh, I have another way of solving this. But then, like, oh, it just falls through because I didn't ask whether you had one marble or 2.
Yeet.
And
yeah, also the ending of the game was extremely bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Literally just setting up for the final game, which had to be a 1v1 apparently.
Yeah.
Where they blow up the glass and just girl arbitrarily gets stabbed by a giant hunk of glass.
Yeah, just glass shards. Like, what would have Game 6 looked like if there were 3 players instead of 2? Would they have picked a different game? Would this not be Squid Game Bad? This would be fucking some other Korean kids game bad?
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to imagine what, you know... That's bad writing. Like, it's not good writing to be like, well, the last game has to have 2 people and 3 people survive, so let's just murder one of them with random glass shards.
Yeah, extremely arbitrary.
Yeah.
Just there was no reason for it.
Yeah. It's as if she just lost a 50-50 in the Bridge of Bullshit and died.
Yeah.
So
might have well.
Yeah. And then Squid Game, also a pretty bad game considering the fact that it's the final game. Yeah, like it's the finale of the show, really. Like
they don't play it as a game. It's a 1v1 knife fight.
Yeah.
They interact with the game one time.
Yeah.
Like when he throws the sand in his eyes and hops across one foot.
Yeah.
That's the only time they interact with the game.
Yeah, like, I don't remember what the rules of Squid Game even were that they described at the beginning of the show, because it doesn't matter. Like, it's not relevant to the fucking fact that it's a 1v1 knife fight to the death between protagonist and his friend.
Yeah.
Like, and also, I don't know, it's hard to fucking make me feel like I give a shit if, you know, the protagonist kills his friend when he's been an asshole the entire time.
His friend is a complete shitter.
Yeah, got Ali killed, fucking, just, you know, like, I wouldn't have fucking cared if the protagonist murdered his friend.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and I think it would have, you know, that would have said something about, you know, the character or whatever, but I don't know.
Character drama.
Exactly. Like, oh, I'm willing to murder one of my childhood friends just because.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The part where Sangwoo killed the girl also beforehand,
mm-hmm.
like fucking cut her throat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he should have been that mad about it.
Yeah.
She was bleeding out anyway.
Yeah.
He honestly saved her the pain of having to spend an entire night just bleeding out before the final game.
And pretending that she's fine.
Like, yeah, she was not gonna live. She was not getting a doctor.
No. And it's kind of ridiculous as well. Like, it makes no sense for the fucking people running the games to act as arbitrarily as they do in terms of like saving people's lives or ending people's lives. Like, why didn't she not get medical attention, but then the gangman's annoying girl he hooked up with, like, she just lives in the marbles.
Oh yeah,
because she doesn't get a
partner. That was pretty wacky. Like, LMAO, you're the odd man out, so
yeah. Oh, that means you gotta live instead of die. Like, to me, that should be like the fucking...
Literally gets a free pass from a game.
Exactly. Like, honestly, I think it would have made more sense if she died, because it's like, okay, you're so annoying that no one wants to play with you.
Yeah. Like you didn't pass this portion of the game where we, decided teammates for marbles.
Yeah, like, if you can't find a teammate, why the fuck does that mean you get to live instead of die?
Yeah.
But then if you get fucking destroyed by glass shards, that means you get to die instead of live. Like,
Indeed.
you won the game.
You know, you were standing in the wrong spot after winning the Bridge of Bullshit game.
Indeed. We're not going to let you compete any further because you just got really unlucky. Like, she might as well have had a fucking heart attack.
Yeah.
And they didn't save her. Like, whatever. I guess...
So yeah, that's our ranking of the games.
Yeah.
It was Marbles, Honeycomb, Red Light, Green Light, Tug of War, Bridge of Bullshit, Squid Game.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, the last two could probably be switched. Doesn't really matter. They're both terrible.
I mean, like, again, I would say really the tier list is like fucking S tier is Marbles. Then like I would put the next 3 games on the same tier, maybe Honeycomb like a tier above, and then the bottom 2 games on the F tier.
They're trash.
They're just bad games. So
trash, not kid games.
Yeah.
And no skills.
Being tested.
I mean, skills 1v1 knife fight, lol.
Yeah.
But that's not a game.
Yeah. Like, and also they just blatantly give them the knives too. It's not like oh they had to hide them away to like pull one over.
I
on
thought
each
the
other.
deal was gonna be like with the dinner, like they were gonna have to smuggle the knives.
Yeah.
But they literally just gave them the knives and then like had them go to their their final night.
Yeah.
Where they could potentially kill each other, but. Like, even that doesn't make sense. Why would they give them the knives before the night?
Yeah.
Like, what if they decided to just
end the game,
fight it out overnight
instead of playing the final game?
No final game, no entertainment for the weird American guys that are there for some reason.
Yeah. Also, I'm kind of surprised that they don't just like do the opposite and try to prevent them from murdering each other when it's a 1v1 on the last night. Like, they gotta sleep at some point, or maybe they don't. But like, Song Woo probably would have fallen asleep. Like, I think that was established, right? Like, Song Woo was like fallen asleep at one point in the night. Like, he could have just gotten
maybe it was
murdered.
a ploy, lol.
True, yeah.
But I kind of doubt it.
They could have just murdered each other on the in the night before the last game, and the game would have been over. Or everyone could have just died in the 1850s. Literally, like, people could have just gotten fucking unlucky as shit, and everyone dies.
There could have been no Glassmen.
Yeah. Yeah, if there was no Glassmen, they would have lost. Like
there was 3 or 4 glass panels left when there was like just the 3 main characters and the Glassmen left.
Yeah.
So they theoretically they could have just lost.
Yeah. Like, he just had the strats that fucking got them through the bullshit game.
Yeah, like that game was so badly designed.
If
they were going to do it like that, there should have been way more not more or less.
Way fewer?
Yeah.
But like, even at the same time, it's not a good game. Like, if you just take away more 50-50s, then it's just like, oh, okay, well, more people are going to survive arbitrarily. It's not a game. It's just not.
Yeah.
In the first 10 minutes of the game, if you rewatch it, you know who will be able to survive and who will not be, just on probability.
Indeed.
Like,
there is no interesting strategies to be taken.
Exactly. There's no thought. There's no anything. It's just fucking...
The only mildly interesting thing that happened was the gangman deciding he wasn't going to go on until other people went.
Yeah.
Which still it accomplishes nothing.
Yeah. Because he got bodied anyway.
Yeah. Like, eventually someone was going to have to do something about that.
Yeah. They're not just going to accept the fact that, oh, okay, you get to go last then. You get to survive for no fucking reason. Like...
Yeah, and also the religious man just taking a second to pray before he jumped to the next 50-50.
Yeah.
XD.
And then losing.
God dumb.
Or wait, I guess he won the first one and then lost the second or some shit.
I don't remember.
Whatever. But
he died it.
Yeah.
And missed the 50-50.
There was just no way he was.
Or did he get pushed? Someone pushed him, right?
That might have been the case. Yeah. In any case, it's just a bad game. Like.
Yeah.
That game needs to be replaced with another game if you want to call this show anything better than a 7 out of 10. Like.
Yep.
End of the fucking story.
Just the last third of the story is spent on, like, the American guys, like the intrigue with the policeman, which goes nowhere, and the final few games.
Yeah.
And the final few games are bad.
Yeah. So I guess that is a good way to segue into talking about some of the characters, like the policeman, who is not a member of the game but is still a relevant character.
The policeman arc.
Yeah.
Is very pointless.
Yeah. Like
just nothing happens. Like it ends with him, like, calling his police chief and getting no information across because it's connection bad.
Yeah.
And, like, the pictures don't send or whatever.
Yep. He fails to do what he wanted to do. He finds his brother and finds out the plot twist, which is that his brother is the fucking guy running it, despite... Okay, like, let's talk about all the plot holes from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Fucking... the idea that his brother's missing, right, and that like he finds out because his landlord fucking is gonna evict him, or like he's been missing for like a month and has not paid rent or some shit. So okay, fine, whatever. But that means that his brother got fucking kidnapped and brought to this island and presumably survived the game. You know.
In an episode, he finds in those records that his brother was a previous winner of the games in 2015 or something.
In 2015?
Yeah, I read that on the wiki.
Okay, so I guess he's been doing it for like 6 years then, or some shit.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense though.
It doesn't make sense because
he's not been missing for 6 years.
Apparently his landlord only noticed this now.
Yeah, like
I'm not sure how that worked.
Also, like, has his brother been missing for 6 years? Did he just notice now, or has his brother just been going on with his regular life, but now suddenly decides to just chill on the island?
I might be dumb, but that seems like a massive plot hole. Maybe I have to go watch that part again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But then, all right. So the rest of the policeman's arc, he's looking for his brother, and he figures out through clause 3 basically that his brother fucking, which we'll get to later. Clause 3 just makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
But he finds out because of the protagonist's report to the police that there's some wacky shit going on, and like
yes.
That's how he manages to get to the island.
Yeah, he finds tangible evidence that he's not lying in the card.
Indeed, and somehow as a police officer, he decides I'm going to go on a one-man mission to find my
doesn't
brother.
report this to his superior.
Yeah,
when he has evidence.
Yeah,
and like he should have done something more whenever he saw the guy getting literally abducted.
Mm-hmm.
Like calling a police squad or something.
Yes, like
man's literally getting abducted right now. You watched it happen.
Yeah, you're a police officer. Like your job is not to just go on solo fucking detective missions where I'm gonna find out the truth. Like
yeah, well, he wanted to find his brother is the thing.
Yeah,
but like if they just like got these people, like arrested them,
mm-hmm.
they would have eventually found him.
Yeah,
they would have been investigating this.
Mm-hmm.
There should be like hundreds of people who are willing to corroborate this because of clause 3 and previous people.
Yeah, I feel like we even have to address clause 3, but we'll come back to it.
The thing is, like, we know at least from the end of the show that they're doing it in Korea again.
Yeah.
So theoretically they could have been doing it in Korea like beforehand, another few games or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
There should be like an absurd amount of missing people reports.
Yeah.
400 people just go missing.
Yeah.
And no one says anything about it.
Yeah, regularly. Like this is at least the second time it's happened in Korea, and it's gonna happen a third time because she was a contestant winner in 2015. Like, and it's a Korean. Like, it's clearly a Korean operation. The people working there are Korean. The people in charge are Korean. It's funded by Americans, sure, or like fucking they gamble, I guess, whatever. That plot point is like we'll come back to it as well.
Yeah.
But like it's a Korean operation, and all of the fucking contestants, at least in the first show or in the season, are fucking Korean, except like Ali, basically.
Yeah. Well, he's basically Korean.
Yeah,
he lives in Korea, and he speaks Korean, so.
So if Clause 3 existed, they would definitely have... Actually, regardless of Clause 3, there's just a ton of missing Koreans.
Even without Clause 3, even if this hasn't happened before, and like people have agreed to exit the game early, there's so many people missing.
There's just...
This isn't something that can go unnoticed.
Yeah.
Especially since a lot of these people are being looked for by the police, like Sang-woo.
Yeah.
And the annoying bitch.
And banks and fucking gangs. Like, they're people who are all in debt and therefore are fucking like people of interest to somebody.
Yeah. High-ranking gang member just disappears and we say,
okay,
cool.
Yeah. Oh, he was in debt. So, I mean, like, you can justify it for, like, a character or two and being like, oh, well, sometimes people in debt, they just go on to live a second life. And
maybe Gangman got spirited away by the other gang members.
But 400 Koreans a month all at the same time.
There can't be 400 different explanations for every one of these people that have gone missing.
Like, it just doesn't make any
400
sense.
At minimum.
Yeah.
There's probably way more.
So the police not picking up on that this is happening is ridiculous. And the fact that they essentially only have one police officer ever fucking figure this shit out is ridiculous. It's absurd.
The ending of the show also poses a little bit of problem with the guy who like plays that game in the subway.
Mm-hmm.
Like he could just submit a report to the police and like have someone draw that guy's face.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is getting people into this game.
Yeah, you should
You should be investigating this guy.
That's the other thing. His MO is that he fucking waits on, is living in the subway, basically, fucking finding idiots to, play this game with.
Assholes in debt.
You could literally just send a police officer there and be like, this is a guy who's fucking playing games with people. Just watch out for him. Literally. Watch him fucking play
undercover
games.
Police.
And then follow
He's
him
clap.
and see what fucking happens. There's so many ways this game could have fallen apart if the police were competent in Korea. I don't know, maybe
This policeman could have done so many other things than what he had chosen to do.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he definitely should have been found out, like a million times.
Like the policeman, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
when he was in the facility.
It's been established. It was established multiple times in the show that there's pretty real security in this place
And super rigid rules.
Yeah, there's people constantly watching cameras and people watching over the people watching cameras. The fact that even the fucking doctor's story where he's getting away with sneaking out of the game is kind of absurd.
Yeah.
How the fuck? What's the point of having the surveillance be so well established if you're just gonna undermine it completely?
Yeah. Also, the guy erasing the evidence literally just presses a button.
Yeah.
To erase the recording.
Yeah, there's 3 buttons.
And no one else sees him doing this.
Square, circle, and triangle. It's why would that be why would you set that up so that way these people who are watching cameras can literally just delete the footage?
Yeah,
that they see?
isn't the point of this so that you can always see what people are doing at all times? Why would you have a need to delete footage?
Yeah, and report your job is to report it presumably. That doesn't make any fucking sense. And it just blatantly makes no sense how security does not catch any of the bullshit that happens. Why would you establish that there's cameras watching everything at all times and then never fucking at any point actually show anyone getting caught on camera doing anything?
Yeah, episode 3 is the worst example of this, I think, because so it starts with him not knowing the rules.
Mm-hmm.
He gets yelled at by his superiors for speaking first or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he gets in the room, obviously they take off their masks.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like he should have been under suspicion.
Yeah.
The rules are rigid. He shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
And as soon as the front man, the game runner guy, looked at the guy inside the room after he's taking his mask off to eat, he should have noticed that it was his brother.
Yeah.
He should definitely have been caught in episode 3.
Yeah. And not only that, but his MO, his fucking way of operating in this place is to kill a motherfucker and take over his identity. And characters notice, hey, where's 29? He's been missing for 3 days. And then he just shows up later and he's like, oh yeah, I'm 29, but I also don't have any of 29's memories. So
they do head counts in the morning.
Yeah, they're literally it doesn't make any sense. The operation is simultaneously set up as we're keeping track of everything, we're fucking on top of it, it's on lockdown, and yet it's super easy for people to just crawl through fucking vents and fucking just get around and fucking not
I'm
get
surprised
caught.
there was not surveillance in the bathroom.
Yeah. Why would they not surveil the bathrooms?
Real?
Well, why not?
There's vents that you can climb through in there, and there's no surveillance.
Yeah, why would they not surveil the bathrooms? Do they actually respect their fucking privacy when they're taking a shit?
They don't respect it.
They literally.
The old man literally says in the final scene that he does not respect them. They're racehorses.
They're literally just racehorses. So what the fuck is the idea behind not? I don't know. It just makes no sense. There's so much effort put into showing how much security this place has and then undermining it and just ignoring it. Why?
Yeah. Bad.
Yeah.
Bad writing.
Yeah. So the policeman, he takes over multiple people's identities despite the fact that they do head counts, and they definitely would have discovered people are dying and going missing.
Indeed. At the end of season 3, he takes the square guy's mask and just uses it to walk around.
Yeah.
Which is it's baffling that he got away with that.
Yeah. The fact that he got away with any of it is just kind of absurd. He should have honestly pretended to be a contestant, if anything.
Yeah. Well,
I mean that actually
that would be way worse.
True. Yeah. Hey, there's no 457 in this game.
Indeed.
True, but I don't know. It doesn't make sense. There's no way he would have been able to not get caught way sooner than he did. Also, he's chilling in his the game runner's room for how long?
A long time. At least overnight.
It's the only place that nobody fucking checked to, see if he's there, despite the fact that there's a ladder leading up from the fucking,
the scuba diving area.
Yeah,
there.
to his fucking room directly.
And also his door wasn't locked.
Yeah.
None of the doors in there were locked.
Yeah, it's really fucking confusing how the policeman's arc plays out. None of it really makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's all dumb, and it ends up not mattering anyway.
Yeah. And, like, he's not a bad character in the sense that, like, sure, his motivations are fine, and, like, yeah, wanting to find his brother, and, like, you could make that into an interesting story, but it doesn't fucking work when you undermine so much of the security that you set up as being real, you fucking ignore head counts, you fucking just, like, have a guy who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing as an employee.
Indeed.
Like,
multiple times.
yeah, none of it makes a lot of sense at all. Like,
Yeah. So it could have been compelling, but it wasn't really.
yeah. And I don't know. The end of the arc is shitty too. Like,
It just gets shot and dies.
yeah, the brother being the guy running it is kind of a bad twist. I think.
I mean, it's really not very impactful at all.
No.
I get the only thing it demonstrates is that maybe previous winners can run it if they want, or like get in on it.
Yeah.
Become an employee.
Yeah, which is definitely, I think, hinted at in terms of, well, I don't know. Like, when the protagonist wins, like, he's never, like, offered that shit. He's never, like, but he definitely doesn't seem interested either.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's why.
Was the brother interested? Like, I feel like no one who gets into the game would be interested in doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, that's the other thing, is that there's no characterization about the brother. We don't know anything about him other than he's policeman's brother.
Yeah.
I think that's what you pointed out before. It's like, there's just, we don't know why he would do this, or
It's
like,
extremely not impactful.
yeah, it's just he's a fucking prop in his brother's story, and it sucks.
Yeah, and then it like goes back to being just complete nothing. Like, it doesn't matter after the policeman dies.
Yeah,
If they were going to do that reveal, like, why kill the policeman at all?
yeah,
Because then it's just nothing. It doesn't matter to any of the characters who are left.
yeah. Like, we don't give a shit about the fucking game running guy, the brother. Like, we don't know anything about him, and we don't give a shit. Like,
Yeah.
he had to kill his brother. It doesn't matter. Like, and then the policeman's dead, so we know his arc is over. So
Also, he gets like shot in the shoulder. His policeman's brother, and like
Yeah.
and like nothing comes of it.
Yeah.
he just tanks that shit.
Yeah.
And then seems fine
Yep.
later.
it's not the first time he's been shot. Come
Yeah.
on.
Well,
Do you want to talk about the old men, the American guys?
there's not too much to talk about with the American guys, so you can just do that. But
Yeah,
so,
they're just a bad concept.
like, why were they there?
Yeah, like funding the games, maybe. They're just having fun.
Yeah, I guess they're an explanation for how the games are funded, but I thought the point of the Old Man arc then was to explain that.
Yeah,
And all he did to explain it was like, yeah, I like take
I'm a
loans
banker.
or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
I loan people money and comes back.
How?
Like-
how does he have so much money?
Yeah, to literally throw away $46 million, like US dollars, regularly.
So it has to be that the Americans are funding it, but I mean, it's kind of ultimately it doesn't matter really.
Yeah. And their characters are they're just like, we're 69,
Annoying as
420
fuck.
XD.
Holy, like the bridge game was bad enough without these assholes commentary in the middle of it.
Yeah, yeah, literally, like.
So yeah, that really is pointless.
Yeah.
The policeman has a moment there where he like gets to interrogate that guy,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, ultimately it doesn't matter because the videos don't send.
Yeah.
And also, it's never addressed afterward what happens to that guy that he interrogated.
Yeah.
Like, he should be angry about this. We should have had a moment where he confronted the
Policeman.
policeman's brother and been like,
Yo, what the
yeah,
fuck?
like, what? This is bad business. Fuck you, I'm not funding you anymore.
Yeah, like what? Yeah, like how the fuck could you possibly let this shit happen?
How does the next game go through without this funding?
Mm-hmm.
Unless the old man just literally has infinite money, which,
Yeah.
sure.
Also, I just think it's like, I think it's okay to be like, oh yeah, the people are racehorses and we don't really fucking care about them. But then like, that's supposed to be old man's perspective, and it's definitely this perspective of the billionaire Americans who are gambling on it. But
Yeah.
like, why the fuck would old man let fucking the protagonist go on if he literally just beat his ass in the game? Like he was faking his dementia, or somehow fucking had his dementia cured by the end of the fucking show. Like,
Yeah, no, I think he was faking it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was faking it so that he didn't have to do the bridge game.
yeah, because that Marbles was the last game he could realistically win.
Yeah, realistically participate in.
Mm-hmm.
like without just blatantly cheating.
Unless, I mean, I guess if he did do the bridge of bullshit, he could just immediately went to the last fucking thing.
Yeah, I'm saying, but that's really not playing, is
exactly,
it?
That's cheating, and it's not a game anyway.
Like he
so.
wanted an experience that was like
Authentic.
Yeah, authentic.
Which, to be fair, in red light, green light, he was targeted, so sure, maybe he could have died.
It was authentic. Like Honeycomb was authentic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he would have been shot if he failed to do it.
Yeah. Fucking.
But
tug of war, he had the strats.
Yeah,
like,
that was a little iffy.
Yeah, because
like his team had an unfair advantage because he probably knew the game in advance, knew the strats in advance.
Yeah, and fucking. I mean, to be fair, they did almost lose, but like.
Yeah. Also, his there's a line in I forget which episode where they like really go on about the fairness of the game after they kill the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not fair.
Not
with the old man like being there.
Not remotely.
Like his Gi-hun, the main character, gets a free pass in Marvels.
Yeah.
Because he teams up with him.
Yeah. The main character gets really fucking lucky and no one else does. The girl who doesn't get a partner in that game gets fucking lucky. Like, how is that fair? How is it fair that half the people have to die unless you just fucking choose not to find a partner? Like,
yeah.
You could have just gotten fucking executed instead, and that seems more fair to everyone else than fucking, oh, you gotta live because you didn't have to play.
So that line just should have been omitted.
Yeah.
Like it gets retconned, so there's no point to have it.
Or I think you can actually just rewrite the show to make it so it is fair, so they're not fucking. I mean, like, you would have to rewrite the old men, you know, fucking.
I think it would have been better, honestly, if the old man was not the runner.
Yeah.
It should have been just run by these asshole Americans.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know really what having the old man plot twist adds to the show.
Yeah. It also, like, confuses the issue so much about what, like, his perspective in the end when he's talking to the protagonist is like, oh yeah, like, I just view everyone in the fucking game as horses, you know, like, racehorses. But it's like, you had this
faith in humanity or whatever.
Yeah.
With the homeless man, like, on the side of the street.
Like, do you really think that, that's the whole thing. Do you trust people after what you've been through? Motherfucker, you let me win for free. Firstly, I would fucking trust you. Like, you let me win marbles when I lost the fucking game. Like,
Indeed.
Yeah, I do have faith in fucking humanity.
Like,
Ali saved me, yeah, I fucking have faith in humanity. Like, the game wouldn't have shattered his faith in fucking humanity. Like, it doesn't make sense. So why the fuck would the old man be so apathetic towards the contestants in general, but care enough about the protagonist to save his fucking life?
Also, that metaphor was really dumb with the homeless person. Like, he gets arbitrarily helped by some person walking past when they call the police or whatever to help them.
Yeah.
How does that, like, restore your faith in humanity?
Yeah.
Like what?
Wow. Yeah, and, like, if the protagonist's faith in humanity was shattered by the game, would he fucking see that event and be like, oh...
Yeah, actually, he
That's what I
was
needed to
not
see.
bad, actually.
Yeah.
I'll do Squid Game again.
Yeah. So, I don't know, fucking... The old man is definitely a confusing character. Kind of a mess.
Yeah. They just shouldn't have been there. It just confuses things too much.
Yeah.
And, you know, honestly, same thing with the policeman arc. Just... Why? Just...
Yeah.
Arbitrarily confuse things.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have been... Like, the entertaining parts of the show would have been there, and then we also wouldn't have had these plot points that are fucking everything up.
Yeah.
It would have just been like a super entertaining show.
Yeah, the policeman's arc is just a failed arc. It doesn't say anything. It's just fucking, I have these motivations and they get me fucking killed and I don't accomplish anything in doing so. Like, it wasted everyone's fucking time. Just to reveal that the brother is running the show, but that doesn't fucking matter. Because if the
brother running
arc
show arbitrarily, it doesn't matter.
If the policeman's arc is dog shit, why would we give a shit if it's fucking his brother running the show? It's a dog shit arc anyway, and we don't fucking know anything about the guy, so it's just bad.
Fucking to this part, how it should have ended.
Yeah.
Probably could have talked about this when we were actually talking about the final game.
True.
But yeah.
Yeah, so...
I think the policeman's arc would have been, like, meaningful if he actually did get to send that stuff back and then die.
Yeah.
Because then, like, we would have had a scenario where the final game's playing out, like, the characters are killing each other, 1v1 knife fight. Mm-hmm. And then, like, the police show up. Like, after one of them gets killed.
Yeah, or both,
and
maybe.
Then, that feels even worse.
Yeah.
that would be really tragic. Like, he kills his friend, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, he could have not killed his friend, and the police would have rolled up and saved them both.
Yeah, literally, if the game was, like, 30 minutes later, they both would have fucking survived, and, like... Or, if that's how the show actually ended. And also, I liked the idea that you had before about fucking... maybe the fucking policeman's brother did survive the show and manages to fucking inform the police in a meaningful way.
Yeah.
Like, and whatever. Like, instead of having the policeman's brother just be a fucking asshole who runs this thing for no fucking apparent reason.
There could have been a point to his arc. The point to his arc could have been to get information back.
Yeah.
Which would have saved the main character.
Yeah.
Or maybe, like...
Or the policeman as well. Like, maybe, I don't
Yeah.
know, whatever. Fucking... The policeman's arc is just a waste. It's a complete waste of everything. He's investigating this place and fails. And it doesn't fucking change the outcome of the game. And I don't know. Like...
Yeah.
It's a waste
that really
of
is
time.
true. Nothing in the game is impacted by his decisions.
Yeah.
Like, I thought for a while that, like, something was going to have to change with the games because, like, oh, we have an infiltration, like, we got to deal with this before
Yeah.
we get on with the games, but
Yeah.
it's not impacted literally at all.
Yeah.
And his brother really just seems to not give a shit after
Yeah.
he kills his policeman brother.
Yeah. He's just a complete heartless asshole.
He just shoots his brother off a cliff and then get right back to it, guys.
Yeah. Just moving on with my fucking life, I guess. Which, I mean, yeah, maybe he's just a psychopath, but it's just not compelling. It's just not even remotely compelling.
Hello? The only thing left is the little nitpicks at the end, I think.
Yeah, or
metagaming.
Yeah, Clause 3 as well. It's just like, I mean, we've already touched on it, but we definitely gotta fucking touch on it again.
Yeah.
Clause 3 just, it makes no sense.
Yeah, so half the players can just vote out and get out of the game,
Yeah.
go back to the real world.
Not only do we have the problem already of how the fuck do the police not notice 400 Koreans going missing twice a month?
Yeah. At one point, there's like 200 people who have experienced the game and know about it, like
Yeah.
in Korea, who like
Are
and
out
none
on
of
the
them, none of
streets.
them do go to the police except the main character.
Yeah, or if they do, I guess they all just get fucking told like, haha,
Yeah,
funny
fuck
joke,
off.
XD, you're
But
crazy.
this should be a huge thing.
Like,
These guys should be like noticing, hey, this may be connected to these 400 people who disappeared.
This should happen multiple times a year. Like, this should, Clause 3, if it exists, should fucking at least occur in half the fucking games that are played.
Yeah.
If the players are told you're gonna die or half of you can vote to fucking leave, why would half of them not vote to leave in like half the fucking
in
games?
most of the games, I feel like.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It just, that makes no fucking sense. And metagaming, like, I mean, I don't think this is like a huge point. I definitely think that we should have seen the players thinking a little bit more about like what's to come or like
Yeah,
how to
speculating
strategize.
about kids' games.
Yeah, like they repeatedly suggest that maybe there's going to be a game that, you know, women have the advantage over men. And then they just throw that point away. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
fucking...
well, the thing is that the point doesn't matter in the last few games because it's
Yeah.
nothing. They're nothing games.
Yeah, they're really not even
They're
fucking
not kids' games. They're not even games.
They're just 1v1 knife fight and fucking get lucky.
Yeah, like, they shouldn't call the final game Squid Game because it's not.
It's, yeah.
They interact with the rules one time.
They could have actually played real Squid Game without knives and it would have been a more interesting
Yeah.
fucking thing.
It really should have been, like, there should have been more people.
Mhm.
I feel like we should have had the full cast of, like, Ali, Sang-woo,
Mhm.
the girl,
Yeah.
maybe her friend as well. It could have been so much more compelling if the final game consisted of all those characters that we've been developing throughout
yeah.
the show.
Yeah. Also, like, in Squid Game, he fucking votes to end instead of killing his friend. He's like, this game is over. We're going home. Like, but
Yeah.
they don't fucking accept it. So is it what, a 51% majority, I guess?
And then
Is
he
required?
kills himself. Sang-woo kills himself.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that contradicts his character.
Yeah,
Like, he's been a real asshole piece of shit for the
ruthless.
whole show.
Ruthless.
Like, just kills Ali. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like he really did that guy dirty. And,
Yeah,
and at the end, like, he just commits suicide after all that.
He almost lets fucking the protagonist die in Honeycomb. Why would he fucking suddenly change
Yeah.
his mind and be
It's proven that he doesn't care.
yeah,
He lets his friend deal with the fucking umbrella, even though he knows it's like virtually impossible.
Like it's almost fucking impossible.
It's
to,
so hard to do the honeycomb game with the umbrella.
yeah, and he only fucking gets through it because he is clever. So like
Yeah.
he doesn't. He's established as not giving a shit about his fucking friend.
Indeed.
Like, or whether his friend lives or fucking dies. When it doesn't even matter. He's not directly killing him. Whatever. Fucking.
It's just whack.
Yeah.
Endgame whack. The metagaming of the characters about like incoming games kind of whack.
Yeah, like it's a cool idea to metagame about like, well, what are the 6 games gonna be?
Yeah, like we have infinite kid games to like that it could be.
Yeah.
So maybe we should prepare for some.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. But they repeat the same.
Don't really
games.
require thought, does it?
Yeah. All right, and then I guess we can definitely talk about the. We could just run through each of the main
Characters.
cast of characters.
We can talk about it from least important to most important. I feel like
Indeed, religious nut job.
LMAO.
He's just a he's
What
just
a character!
nut job.
He's just there to be like LMAO, religious people dumb or something.
Yeah, like not a very interesting character. Doesn't have an
Sure.
arc. Is kind of annoying. Don't
Extremely
care.
annoying.
Doesn't care when fucking he dies or whatever.
Yeah. Policeman, Brotherman. We all already talked about that.
Yeah. Oldman, we already talked about it.
Yeah, he has interesting moments, but it kind of gets ruined by
Yeah.
like the ending.
Yeah.
Where we learn that he probably doesn't actually have dementia.
Yeah. Because, like, he has to have been faking it. There's no way he just didn't fucking, like, he remembers enough when he's, like, on his goddamn deathbed somehow.
Yeah.
Like, that's the peak of his fucking dementia.
Yeah,
you shouldn't
like
remember
you don't
fucking
get
anything.
you don't get clarity when you're dying from fucking dementia.
Yeah. Your brain
You're
doesn't
dead.
fucking come back. Like, you're fucking losing it, dude. And
Indeed.
You're telling me he fucking just remembers his fucking name and, like, the contestant in the show and, like, everything he's done in his life. Like,
So he was definitely faking it, which kind of ruins like
Yeah.
all the heartfelt moments. Like, oh, he was Gambu with his friend.
Yeah,
Dylan
Gambu.
and fucking marbles.
yeah.
Nope, kind of
Yeah.
dumb.
The annoying girl, just
Oh my god.
just so
Holy
fucking
moly.
annoying.
Every scene she was on, I don't know her name. I forget
Yeah,
Korean name.
Yeah.
But yeah, super annoying.
just yeah, like, and I think the only way to end her character arc. Well, okay, the way that she dies. What do you think about it?
It was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a spiteful asshole, and she dies being a spiteful asshole.
Sure, and I think that's a fine way to kill Gangman too. Just like,
Yeah.
he's a dickhead as well. So let's just take these two asshole characters out at the
Yeah,
same
and
time.
it was previously established that they hate each other.
Yeah, and fucking he backstabbed
Although
her.
that backstab plot point was kind of weird,
How so?
like an instant.
What
Like
do
she
you
was like they fucked in the bathroom, and she was like, "You're never gonna betray me, right?"
Yeah. Oh,
and then he was like, "Next game, 10 minutes later, all right, get betrayed, asshole."
Yep.
Like,
Didn't even try.
Zero subtlety.
Did not even fucking try. Yeah, so, and she also did threaten to kill him, and maybe he didn't, expect she would be able to, but, like,
Yeah, I mean, she
came
got an
back to-
opportunity. So.
Exactly, came back to fucking bite his
Yeah,
ass.
it was all right.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was probably the best part of that game.
Yeah.
Was the ending of those two characters' arcs.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, I wouldn't have been opposed to her just dying when she didn't find a fucking partner in marbles. But
Yeah.
it's fine to end it the way that they did end it, but Game 5 was shit anyway, so they could have rewritten
Indeed.
it. Like, I think it would have made sense that the annoying character not being able to find a partner for marbles would be the fucking end of her character arc. Like,
Yeah.
You're just literally too
Like,
fucking annoying.
this is part of her character, is that like
No one
she's
wants
such
to-
a piece of shit that no one will want to like
Associate.
team up with her.
Yeah, like, I don't yeah, whatever.
And then she dies because of her inability to
Make socialize
Yes.
normally. North Korea girl, or
I think her name is Kang Saibyok.
yeah.
I don't know if that's pronouncing it right, but yeah, that's her name.
I think she's a cool character. I think her motivations are cool in terms of, like, I have a brother on the outside, and I have I have reasons to live, and I think
Yeah.
it was sad to see her die. Like,
Decent characterization, like she's portrayed as clever. She smuggles that like knife in or whatever,
yeah.
and that gets used with the whole fight scene thing.
Mhm. I thought it was cool as well because it's a Korean show to be like, fuck it, let's get a North Korean in here. Like,
Yeah.
Like, honestly, yeah, I'm sure that a fucking North Korean girl would be like top 3 contestants by the end of the game. Like, someone who fucking has lived through hell on earth is probably
been
fucking
through the DMZ to get to
Yeah.
like, the good part of Korea.
like ideal candidate for the show. Very cool concept. Fucking love to see it.
Yeah, and her friend was she was kind of pointless in tug of war, but
yeah.
in the Marbles game, it was actually pretty fun.
It was a cool way to like have North Korea girl and that girl have like interesting conversations and stories. And
Yeah.
I do understand the other girl's decision to let herself die, being like, I don't have shit to live for. I don't have family. I'm really trying to find a reason to fucking live, and I
Yeah.
really can't find it. And it sounds like you got a better one to me.
Like
which
it was a good story that ended in a good way.
yeah, it was cool. Very entertaining. Loved it.
Yeah.
I would rewatch Marbles like 3 or 4 times. in a row.
Episode 6 kind of slaps. Everything after episode 6, whack.
Yeah, really fucking falling apart.
Yeah, and the first half is good. It sets up for
Mhm.
that. But episode 6 is really really fucking good.
Yeah.
Carries the show even.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
North Korea girl's arc though the end of her character arc is just dumb. Just literally might as well have died in the 50-50s or fucking got a heart attack at night. Like,
Yeah.
just why does it?
Arbitrarily gets stabbed by glass.
Yeah,
Really,
just-
really cool.
just-
how her character arc didn't evolve like any game,
Yeah.
any part of her character being tested.
Yeah. Like it wasn't like
It's just nothing. It's just nothing. She loses a 50-50 again.
Yeah, she hit the fucking 19th 50-50 and lost.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, the real 50-50 was, do you get fucking killed by glass shards at the end?
yeah, you won the fucking game, but there's still 50-50 that you fucking die.
Yeah,
So
very cool.
yeah, that's just dumb. Like, I would have loved to see her in the final fucking game, and
Yeah.
like, if they were gonna do a fucking knife fight, 1v1v1 knife fight, fucking
Yeah.
sure, that's a better way to kill her than fucking just glass shards to the fucking body.
Yeah,
All right.
very dumb.
And of course the gangman, he's a character. He's just strong and annoying.
Yeah,
Kinda.
I mean, the whole point of his character is to create conflict, like,
Yeah.
outside of the games.
Mhm.
Which it was fine for the
Yeah.
most part.
I think it did make sense that he essentially did establish his own gang inside of the game.
Yeah.
And fucking start murdering people. But that was another point that you made, is like when they were setting up to fucking let's barricade ourselves in, and the protagonist tells them like, hey, do you really trust the guys that you're working with? And
Yeah, that was an interesting spot.
that's cool. That's clever. But as you point out, why don't they just grab the gang and go murder those 10 fucking weak ass fuckers?
Yeah, while they were setting up,
Like,
why
in the day.
Why is the rule why is there a rule that they can only do shit at night when,
Yeah.
when the lights are out?
What makes them think
like
that?
they never specifically in the game say that.
Yeah, it's not like there's a rule like.
It's only like kind of implied, like, oh yeah, guys, after the lights today, it's gonna go fucking crazy. Like,
Yeah.
why couldn't that have started like
Yeah.
as soon as they get back?
Yeah. Also, why they're strong? They're just straight up stronger than the other group. Why would they not want to just go over there and murder them in the day? Like,
Indeed.
Why would you fucking give them the opportunity to barricade themselves in and fucking like just do it while you have the fucking chance?
Yeah, I think that also poses a little bit of a problem with the line, about fairness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't.
It's
the
not-
idea was that fairness in the games.
Yeah.
Like, it's not fair if we just have these group of strong guys just beating the shit out of everyone.
Yeah. To win the fucking game because they're just
Like,
literally stronger
You call this fair?
physically as people.
Yeah.
That's not testing any of their skills as characters or anything. Like, and it's just another instance of the game runners arbitrarily picking who gets to live and die. Like, we're gonna intervene sometimes to save people's lives, and we're gonna fucking not intervene in other cases to save people's lives. Ollie and the doctor.
Oh yeah, Ollie, my fucking boy.
Mm-hmm.
Love that guy.
Yeah, Ollie and the doctor are definitely foils. Like, Ollie is a moral person, and the doctor. Well, okay, sorry, not Ollie and
The doctor, the Sangwoo, the protagonist's friend.
Yeah, but Ollie is a fucking good and moral person, and the doctor is similar to Sangwoo in the sense that he's also just a piece of shit in his own way. Like, he's getting an unfair advantage by fucking doing surgeries to organ harvest, which is another fucking plot point that doesn't make a lot of sense. Like,
Yeah.
do they find doctors every time this game is fucking run to do organ harvesting to sell?
So what's the deal with
motherfuckers?
the boats that they were talking about that go off daily?
Yeah.
Like, are they bringing food for the contestants? What are those? What is on those boats?
Yeah. Not fucking.
Do they really need boats to come back daily to get food for these guys?
Yeah, like you would think that they could just do this in a fucking week. Like, let's get all the food on the island real quick.
Yeah.
And then isolate this shit. Like, there shouldn't be fucking boats coming and going from the island when the games are going on. That increases the risk that people could get on the island or get off the fucking island and fucking, which is how the policeman gets there. Like,
Yeah.
the game is going on and the policeman managed to fucking arrive because of the fact that there's boats going to and from the fucking island. Like,
These boats should also pose more of an issue for them being found out.
yeah.
Like, these boats are constantly leaving daily from the mainland Korea, and no one is speculating about where these things are going.
Yeah.
Ever.
Or
do
what-
these guys have a license or some shit to be we're going on a fishing trip or something?
Yeah.
What's the deal?
It's not fucking ever considered. Literally, they don't address it. The doctor, sure, he's an interesting character. Fucking manages to die because he gets caught. Really, like.
Yeah, just gets caught and decides to do some stupid shit. Just decides to start killing people.
Yeah.
Just why?
Yeah.
Could have not done this.
Yeah. And then the final two characters, the protagonist and his friend.
Yeah.
The protagonist is dumb. Outside of the game, he's just stupid. Doesn't really think through consequences with his mother or his daughter and family.
Yeah.
He's in severe debt. He has like no impulse control. But inside the game, he's kind of got it together. Like he fucking manages to win the game, obviously, and fucking.
Well, through no means of his own.
Yeah.
Fucking got lucky a shit ton.
Yeah.
His friend just decides to commit suicide at the end.
Was clever once. Yeah. His friend fucking kills himself. Tug of war. He got lucky with Oldman's strategy.
Yep.
50-50 got lucky going last. Fucking just a lot of luck on his side. He was clever once. Kind of not that much of a character.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Indeed. Like Ali and Sang-woo were much more like characterized.
Yeah.
Like Ali had multiple moments where he's big homie.
Yeah. And being a good person. Fucking saving the protagonist's life in the fucking first game for like no reason. He's just a good person, and that's why.
Yeah,
sure.
Genuinely good person, and Sang-woo is genuinely bad person.
Until the last game where he decides to kill himself for some fucking reason.
Sang-woo and Ali's like characterization are pretty brilliant, honestly.
Yeah. Probably the two best characters in the show.
Yeah, and it was a really interesting thing that like in the Marbles game that they were paired up and one of them had to die.
Yeah, and then
that's good stuff.
Yeah, and the foil there is the fucking best part because Ali trusts the fucking
trusting good person and Sang-woo this deceiving piece of shit.
Yeah, and he fucking kills a good person.
Yeah,
because he's trying to make it to the end and then he kills himself.
Genuine asshole.
Yep. And then some minor nitpicks.
I think we might have already talked about some of them.
Fair enough.
I'm not going down anymore.
I can't zoom out.
I think I know what they are.
Yeah.
One of them is about the wall guns, which we already talked about a little bit. The honeycomb game, I don't really like. If they were not going to really get close to them about the fucking cheating.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way
they might as well.
People didn't notice the lighter that the girl was using.
Yeah. Okay, she was under the slide when she was using it, so okay, maybe she had enough cover to not get caught.
Sure, dude.
But then she fucking gave it to the gangman.
And he was doing it right out in the open.
Yeah, literally just like not hiding it whatsoever.
And no way people didn't notice it.
Yeah. So that doesn't make a lot of sense.
So if they were going to bother doing that, it should have just been wall guns that shoot people that cheated or like didn't finish.
Yeah. And
okay.
So again, really, the overarching problems with the show is that they establish one thing and then ignore it or undermine it or fucking do the opposite in a lot of different ways that doesn't make sense. Like, fucking Sang-woo is established as being, like, kind of ruthless in terms of, like, trying to...
Ruthless will do anything to win.
Yeah, and then kills himself in the end for some fucking reason, despite being willing to kill his friend in literally Honeycomb.
Yeah. Like, willing to actually just let his friend die.
Yeah, and killing Ali in fucking Marbles. Like, he's a ruthless motherfucker and just kills himself.
Yeah, just goes back on it at the end.
Because, friend, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Policemen, fucking, there's established to have so much security, and for some reason it's just all undermined. He gets away with it. Fucking, there's head counts, that doesn't fucking matter. Like, they just don't figure out he's infiltrating this place until fucking... They get, like, direct evidence saying, like, holy shit, there's someone here who's not supposed to be.
Yeah, I think the head count is probably the worst part about that, because when he takes the Squareman's mask in episode 3, like, they had to have noticed that.
Yeah.
The Square guys are the most important ones, like, higher up on the hierarchy.
Yeah, circle, triangle, square.
They would have had to notice that whenever he was pairing, or, like, being the Squareman walking around, that there was a Circleman missing.
Yeah, and not just that, all the people who are now missing because he's killed at least 2 or 3 people in the show, like, and taken their fucking...
I don't think he killed anyone. Like, he didn't kill the Squareman. It was some asshole, like, contestant.
Fair. Oh, right. He just steals the mask.
The doctor guy was the one who killed people.
Yeah, right. But he does kill the Circleman in the start of the show.
Yeah, in the start. That's the guy he does kill, and he takes his identity.
Mm-hmm. But in any case, like, He should have been caught because they established that head counts exist and fucking cameras exist, and also that there are rules and duties that you're supposed to be following, and he doesn't know any of
regulations.
them. And fucking breaks the rules multiple times and fails to do his duties multiple times. And
Indeed.
like, there's just no way he would have been able to get away with any of the shit that he managed to get away with, given the rules that they, as writers, established for the show.
Yeah, just whack.
Yeah.
He should have been found out by like the circlemen that he was, or the trianglemen that he was posing with whenever he was walking around as a squareman.
Yeah.
Like he went and talked to the contestant. He even he got to say something to the main character.
Mm-hmm.
Like that should have
Been like,
what was going on with that? No one noticed that?
yeah. But hey, he's a squareman. You can't talk to your superiors.
Sure.
But yeah, no, it's just fucking dumb. The idea that like Clause 3 exists and this game would not be found out is absurd. It's just not possible. There are hundreds of people in Korea after just one game, the one game we've seen. There are hundreds of people in Korea who would be able to report fucking at least 200 people were executed.
Indeed.
Like, they would be able to fucking testify to this shit. And it just gets covered up. Like,
But they're all criminals and or in debt.
Yeah, but still, like, 200...
But the thing is, like, a lot of them probably aren't criminals per se. Like, the main character isn't a criminal. He's in debt with loan sharks, but like he can report this to the police.
Yeah, and he does try to do that, and when he fucking does try to do that, they're just like,
LOL,
you're
you crazy,
Yeah,
dumb
it's
fuck.
pretty wacky. It's a good, entertaining show. It really is, and I understand why it gets as much attention and love and all of that it does. But
you can tell that they put time into doing it.
Yeah.
It's an interesting show.
Yeah.
A lot of interesting characters.
Very cool concept, and we fucking binge watched it in like 2 days. Like,
yeah, it was super entertaining to watch.
Yeah, it was great. That doesn't mean you can just ignore the fact that the writers fucked up in a lot of different ways.
Indeed.
And if you don't want to accept that shit, then like, I don't know.
I mean, sure, you can just be entertained by it.
Yeah, which is fine, but like, I don't know that.
On rewatch, like a lot of these things would lessen my enjoyment of it.
Absolutely,
for sure. Like I'd watch the Marble episode again, but I don't know. Like I feel like I really wouldn't want to watch the last few episodes.
Yeah, I don't think I would. Like, it's just not. It's not a meaningful end to the fucking story.
Yeah.
And it basically they shit the bed in the end completely.
Indeed.
There's no other way to say it.
Main character doesn't even get to cure his mom because he should have thought about this. He's in this game for multiple days, never brings up how his mom will totally die from the diabetes.
Yeah, like literally needs to be in the hospital and get her fucking feet amputated now, or she will goddamn die. And then she does die, and he's surprised.
Pikachu's surprise face.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like, do you really expect that this fucking would play out any different? This is obviously not like exhaustive. There's a lot more in the show that occurred that we didn't talk about, and for the most part, if we didn't talk about it, it's probably fine.
Yeah.
But I'm sure. I hope that people listening to this will be able to hear these points and understand when they watch the show the same things that.
Hopefully, they have watched the show already if they're watching this.
Yeah. True.
Pretty big spoilers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, rewatch the show, I guess.
Yeah.
I hope that other people will be able to see the same sort of things that we talk about here and realize that it's not good writing. And
mostly.
Yeah.
There is good writing.
Yeah, like Marble's excellent writing. Good good
Ali Sang-woo.
Mm-hmm.
Good writing.
Yeah, exactly. So there's just too many flaws to ignore though.
Yeah.
So Squid Game, bad.
In conclusion, Squid Game bad.
Mm-hmm.